Hello there and a very good morning to you. Many thanks for joining us on Superscreen News at 10, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. The Senate has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to seek help from foreign countries in the fight against insecurity. Senator Adokwe and other lawmakers expressed concerns about the spate of killings resulting from apparent lack of adequate security of lives and properties, calling on the president to seek help from international nations. Details in this report. As President Muhammadu Buhari prepares to visit the United States President Donald Trump on April 30 to discuss issues relating to fighting terrorism and economic growth, the Senate at the plenary urged President Buhari to seek help from foreign countries to restore normalcy at troubled regions of the nation. Moving the point of order, Senator Suleiman Adokwe drew the Senate's attention to the crisis in the southern district of Nasarawa State, where armed militia are occupying 4 out of 5 local government areas, and the spate of killings caused by inadequate security, a view corroborated by other senators.
It is very, very sad that in a country such as Nigeria, with several arms of the armed forces, a whole senatorial district will go unpunished by militia for 4 days running with no action coming from government. This is a sad commentary. It is even with a lot of impunity that yesterday we all woke up to see that the entire city of Abuja was under siege. This country is gradually falling into anarchy.
This country is becoming a state without control. It's becoming a state that is experiencing anarchy. It is a state in which we are seeing ethnic cleansing. And when statements like this are made by very senior nationalists, many people try to trivialize it.
Let it be on record that the way we've conducted ourselves is guaranteed that democracy will not survive. People are dying, people are losing their jobs, democracy is being destroyed, and we are all watching riots all over the streets. People are watching, and I guarantee you, if we do not stop and fix our problem, they will strike.
While Senator Solomon Adiola called for the sack of service chiefs, Deputy Senate President Ike Ikerimadu insists on international assistance as solution to the nation's state of insecurity.
All the service chiefs and head of security agency should immediately be sacked. There's no two ways about this. I believe these people have lounged enough. I believe they have exhausted all ideas within them. I believe what is deposited in them over the years as security experts and everything has been exhausted. The president needs a fresh idea as regarding the security situation of this country. And this current leadership of security heads cannot give him that fresh ideas. They have to go if we must put an end to what is happening.
The time has come for us to seek help from other countries, as some people have suggested here. We should not be ashamed to ask for help. We should not. The president met with the UK Prime Minister, and she was of the opinion that Britain will be able to help us security-wise. Americans are offering to help. We should not be reluctant to come out openly and say we need help. Because what we have now is a global village. We cannot be asking people to come to Nigeria and invest their monies here. They will not.
As Nigeria continues to battle herdsman-farmers crisis and other related security issues, one can only hope the solution will come very soon. In another development, President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed Festus Keyamo, son, as a Director, Strategic Communications for his 2019 presidential campaigns. By this appointment, Keyamo becomes the official spokesperson for Buhari's campaign for the 2019 presidential poll. The letter informing him of the appointment was signed by the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who also doubled as the Director General, President Muhammadu Buhari Campaign Organization. The House of Representatives has asked the executive arm of government to secure the release of the remaining 113 Chibok schoolgirls and the last Dapchi schoolgirl, Lee Shuaibu, still in captivity before 2019. Members were angry as they debated a motion on the fate of the Chibok girls, saying that it was embarrassing that for 4 years now the government was unable to rescue them from Boko Haram captivity. The House also raised concerns over claims that the federal government had so far brought $460 million, equivalent of 165 billion naira, from a U.S. firm without appropriation by the National Assembly. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has sworn in 7 new resident electoral commissioners, RECs, bringing the total number of 7 RECs in the commission to 33. Performing the ceremony in Abuja, INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu expressed confidence that the new RECs will contribute to the Commission's determination to make 2019 general elections the best in the country. The INEC chairman reassured newly registered voters in the ongoing nationwide continuous voter registration of getting their permanent voters cards, PVCs, before the 2019 general elections. Yakubu also reassured the public and those who applied for replacement of their PVCs that their cards will be available for collection before the 2019 general elections. A former secretary to the government of the Federation, Olufalaye, says the President Buhari-led administration has not performed well, adding that he was expecting him not to seek re-election in 2019. Falaye disclosed this to journalists after he paid a private visit to former President Olusegun Obasanjo at the Obasanjo Presidential Library in Abeokuta, Ogun State. He said the current administration had failed in its primary responsibility of protecting lives and property, arguing that Nigerians were being slaughtered daily and government could not stop the ugly trend. Falaye, who is the chairman of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, said every right Nigerian thinking would support Obasanjo coalition in order to achieve a progressive change in the country in 2019. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Edo State has constituted a 10-member committee to help raise its membership from the grassroots ahead of the 2019 general elections. The committee, headed by Pastor Emmanuel Agege, is to garner support for the PDP and woo many Edo people into the party. The PDP chairman in the state, Dan Obi, said members of the committee were carefully selected because of their ability to win new members into the party. Obi urged the committee members to work with existing structures of the party across the state. He also tasked the committee to boost the party's membership across the state. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, has concluded plans to welcome at least 2,500 Corps members to Lagos State for the 2018 Batch A orientation. The state coordinator of NYSC, Mohammed Momo, made this known to journalists in Lagos. Momo said the camp is opening on April 19 and will end on May 12. The coordinator also said they have perfected arrangements with security agencies and community leaders to maintain security. Momo appealed to the incoming Corps members to be law-abiding and security conscious. You're still watching Superscreen News at 10. We'll take a short break here to bring you business news. Do stay. Well, it's so glad to have you back now in Business World. The Senate has invited the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, the Minister of Defense, Brigadier General Mansur Dan Ali, retired, and Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, over alleged illegal withdrawal of $462 million from the Consolidated Revenue Account. The money is said to have been withdrawn and paid to an American firm for the purchase of helicopters. However, it is alleged that it was done with the approval of the National Assembly. Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, who presided over the plenary, put the request to voice vote, and it was unanimously granted. Ekweremadu referred the matter to the Committee on Appropriations, asking them to invite the ministers and the CBN governor. At the plenary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, a PDP from Imo East, raised the point of order, alleging that Section 80, Subsection 2 and Subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution had been breached.
I have it in good authority Mr. President, that is March 2018, from the federation account, a whopping sum of $462 million was withdrawn and paid for helicopters to an American firm called Helicopter Techno Fight Helicopters. And this without the approval of the National Assembly. I've been in the Senate, Mr. President, and I know there was no time, there was any request from this Senate for any such withdrawal from the Consolidated Revenue Account Fund of the Federation. I therefore, Mr. President, as a citizen senator of this place, I want to find out how this thing was done. So I will request and suggest that we invite the CBN governor, the Minister for Finance, and of course, Minister for Defense, to tell us how this money was withdrawn and paid to an American company, a hoping sum of $462 million without the approval of this Senate. I so move, Mr. President.
Those in support that this matter be referred to Appropriation Committee to report back in 1 week, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. So the Appropriation Committee should invite the three of them, the Minister of Finance, CBN Governor, and the Minister of Defense, to throw more light on the release.
Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, speaking there. Now moving on, the Nigeria Customs Service, NCS, has seized 48 vehicles with duty paid value of 196.7 million naira in Sokoto. The area controller in charge of Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara Area Command, Nasir Ahmed, made the disclosure to journalists on the success recorded by the command in the first quarter of 2018. The NCS, based on credible intelligence on Wednesday, April 12, with the assistance of the 1st Brigade Nigeria Army in an operation, discovered a location in Sokoto where several vehicles are stored. These vehicles, suspected to be smuggled into Nigeria, were stored at Ruganwari area of Sokoto State. Ahmed said officers of NCS acting under the Custom and Excise Management Act, Cap 45, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2014, during a raid, discovered the 48 vehicles. He said the vehicles were immediately moved from the location and deposited at NCS headquarters in Sokoto. Ahmed also said the command is in the first quarter seized 2,298 bags of 50 kilogram and 23 bags of 25 kilogram bags of foreign rice with duty paid value worth 41.3 million naira. Report says the country's power grid has collapsed twice in the past 5 days. Electricity generation figures obtained from the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing in Abuja showed that the grid recorded partial collapses on April 12 and 14 this year. According to reports generated, power on the grid has dropped from a high of 3,946.5 megawatts on April 11 to as 351.3 megawatts in April 12, which was the lowest quantum of grid electricity recorded in the past 2 months. A further findings showed that power generation remained in a partially collapsed state as it only moved up marginally from the 351.3 megawatts recorded on April 11 to 596 megawatts on April 14. Electricity on the grid eventually rose to 3,500 megawatts on April 15. Still talking business news, the Nigerian Union of Air Transport Employees, NUAIT, says it will embark on an industrial action to protest against the sacking of 22 Nigerians by the management of Kenyan Airways. The General Secretary of NUAIT, Olayinka Abioye, who disclosed this, said the airline's action is a violation of Nigeria's labor law, maintaining that the union would react accordingly. Abioye also said the union had yet to conclude negotiations with the airline before the workers were asked to go. Kenya Airways had on Friday sacked 22 out of its 26 Nigerian employees, representing 86.4% of the entire workforce in the country, and retained only the country manager, the station manager, and 2 others. And outside the business news, we'll take another short break here to bring you foreign news and then sports. Join us again.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigerian government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Each shop there are 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.